getting ready. It's so hard to start these things. You got to get in the mindset. I'm not there yet.
Okay, I'm waiting patiently.
Sometimes when the world is so sunny and people are a bore, I go to my shaded corner, my shaded corner. A place with all my favorite toys and games and movies and more. I go to my shaded corner, my shaded corner.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 54.
54.
This is a special episode. This is just about our dealings at RetroCon.
Yep.
There were 3 of us there. There are 2 of us here. Marshall has not shown up. Stuff got in the way, and we were going to record this last week, but then stuff got in the way. And then we were going to record it this week, but stuff got in the way. So I wanted to get it out before I forgot everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he can share whatever he wants when he comes back.
Yes. Marshall's mindset will be included later.
I'll speak for him. It's okay. I was there. I know his mindset.
Okay, you can't speak for him, but
I
you
can.
can add.
I'm going to speak for him.
Okay.
I'll set up a second microphone, and I'll do that.
Okay.
So you were there the first day.
Yes.
So I don't know how to So you could just
Why don't you start with setup? How was setup?
Setup. Well, Marshall showed up an hour late.
Okay.
He took because he doesn't have an easy pass, so he took the long way.
Mm-hmm.
But the long way was only 10 minutes longer.
Yeah, it's the long way.
So I don't know
that
how
long.
it took him an extra 30 minutes. I don't know. I didn't ask. I don't know. Well, most people set up on Friday night. We set up Saturday morning because that's when it started. And I walked in and there was a lot of shit to carry. I didn't think about that. I packed it up that morning at 4 a.m. and then got out to Oaks, PA by 6 or something.
Because you left around 5.
Yeah. And then luckily we were right by the loading dock.
That's good.
So that was fun. And as I'm walking in, my goal here was not to buy anything.
Mm-hmm.
It was to sell everything and buy nothing. I knew I was going to buy 1 or 2 things, but
But your goal was to not
my
do that.
goal was to buy nothing. If my goal was to buy something, then I would buy a lot more things.
Yes.
So as I'm walking in, now, I had a lot of specific toys. I didn't have a lot. I had toys when I was a little kid. And I've been and they were donated, given away, thrown away. And I've been looking to get some of them back. So I've been looking on the eBay for these things. So as I'm walking through, just carrying a box. What?
You said the eBay.
The eBay. What? That's what it is.
It's just eBay. I've been looking on eBay.
I was looking on the eBay.
All right, old man. I was looking on the eBay.
The eBay. And stuff was stupid. And I knew I was going to be at the show. So I'm walking in carrying a box, not looking at anything because I don't want to spend anything. And I'm walking down, and 2 booths in front of us, just this orange thing catches my eye. And I'm just drawn right to it. It's the first thing, the only thing I looked at. It was the old Play School. I don't know if it was Play School, but something like that. The Sesame Street house that opens up and all that other stuff. And the guy wasn't there because I was the first one there. So I carry in the rest of my boxes, and every time I come past it, I stop and I look. And then when I was done, I went and I looked at it. And then I was like, it was only $50, which is cheap. So I set up, which was a pain in the ass, because we should have got two tables. We got one. He brought a table, I brought a table, so we made a booth kind of thing. But we didn't have enough room, and I had to get crazy with how I set it up, and I didn't have enough room for everything, so I had to switch out stuff. But I think I realized I have the most fun setting up. I enjoy selling stuff, but like something about it's a puzzle. It's a puzzle.
I'll tell you why. It's the same reason you like rearranging this room 50 million times. You enjoy the process of reset.
I enjoy the process of display.
Mm-hmm. And resetting a display.
Because the guy, I'll get to it later, but the guy, I always make friends with the guy I'm next to. Usually I'm next to two people, but I only make friends with one of them.
Only one side, yeah.
And at the end, he complimented me. He was like, I've been walking around here all day, and I look at these booths, and one, they smell. Two, it's just people throw shit in here. Meanwhile, you have this nice display, everything's organized, and you're reorganizing it every 5 minutes. I'm like, well, it's got to be presentable. Like, my OCD is not going to let it
Yeah, I
look
was
like
going to
shit.
say, that has nothing to do with your OCD.
Not at all. So I got it set up. Marshall shows up. And then we set up his. Because we shared the booth, so we just cut everything down the middle. And he was selling He-Man stuff. And the guy who had the Sesame Street opened up finally, and I walked over there and bought it. Bought it right away. But we were all the way at the back, next to the cars and the autographs and all, which isn't a highly traveled area. They all come in the front door and they flood the first two rows and hang out there for forever.
The first two rows are the most popular.
We were in the 6th and 7th row.
Yeah.
So we didn't have too much business. It was really weird, like wave-wise, when people coming in. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so we set up. Everything was good. We had a nice group of people. There were so many personalities that were either YouTube. I don't know these people. YouTube, podcasting, all this other stuff, and it was annoying. I don't know the right word. But to have them just walk around and be like, hi, this is so-and-so from this and this. I'm here at, like, just seeing everybody do that multiple times. It was like, I don't know.
I don't think it annoyed you as much as, like, it's weird.
Right. I don't know. But, like the one guy kept just recording himself saying it over and over again. I'm like, I think I put it into the view of me. Because I was like, at one point I turned to Marshall, I was like, look, maybe I should do that so I can live stream to all 3 followers we have. And I was like, this is just, it's, I don't know. I'm bad at self-promotion. So, but speaking of self-promotion, also this episode is going to be really all over the place because that's how the days were. Self-promotion, I made Pogs, free Pogs. Who in this world does not like free things? They're not business cards. They're Pogs. And everyone loves Pogs.
Okay, listen. I think you hyped up Pogs in your mind to such a high degree that you bought so many of these Pogs and no one took them. And I knew it too. You spent weeks going, babe, I got Pogs. I got Pogs. The people love Pogs.
People love Pogs. Pogs are amazing.
Everybody wants free Pogs. Nobody wanted free Pogs.
I found out real early that I should have known this, but I never didn't think of it. Because when people are shopping here, they're older.
Yeah.
The kids were like, free Pogs? What the fuck is a Pog? And then the dad would look at the kid in like disappointment, and then look at me in disappointment, like he knew that I knew that he failed his kid because his kid doesn't know what a Pog was.
That didn't force the dad to take 2 Pogs though. So I mean,
no, the parents never took Pogs. I gave out maybe 4 to 6 Pogs.
I gave out 2.
Yeah, so if you're listening from one of the Pogs, welcome. And
Thank you for taking a pog. Thank you for going to the QR code. We appreciate it very much.
And send us an email at the end. We'll give the email, and you can tell us, hey, I followed your pog, and it was a brilliant idea, because I'm making more next year.
Why? You have so many left.
Maybe they weren't taking it because it had a clown on it, like our last discussion.
Maybe.
Maybe if I just have not an archaeologist. So that comes into something else. So I had this one family, and they came in and they bought some stuff. You know who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But they were very nice, and she was looking at my shirt. This was on Sunday. It finally came in, my not an archaeologist shirt. And she was looking at me weird, and she's like, "Oh my God, I thought your shirt said not a gynecologist." And then she died laughing. And I was like, well, I'm not one of those either. So it's fitting. So
I wonder what that would mean to her. Like,
oh, yeah, that's true. That could be like a sexual
yeah,
thing.
that seems like a sexual thing.
I didn't even think about that.
Like, not a gynecologist. Like,
But I'll go in you.
I'm more so thinking, like, adverse to vaginas? I don't know.
Oh, like I just like the cock.
Like, that's what like, when I think of a shirt, if I was wearing a shirt that says not a gynecologist.
Yeah, but
That's why I'm confused by the phrase. Like, I don't know what that would mean.
well, we have to find out because I'm going to make a shirt that says not a gynecologist.
No.
And on the back, I can have a clown cock. They won't know what it is. It'll just look like one of those ice popsicles.
No.
Yes.
No.
So that's the new saying.
Not a gynecologist.
I'm not a... Anytime we have to talk about sexual matters, I'm not a gynecologist.
I'm not a gynecologist, but
The things that happen. So there's a lot of different people who go to a convention, and I've broken them up into categories.
okay.
Now I didn't officially break them into categories because I didn't put them here, but there's the ones who just walk by, looking, maybe reminiscing. Then the ones that reminisce will come up to you and say, they'll be like, "Oh, I had that. I had that too." A lot of them walk by. I had that. I had that. I had that. Telling their friends or their kids, "I had that. I had that. I had that." Well, you don't have it now, so would you like to purchase it? And they'd be like, "Oh man, I had that when I was a kid. If I would have kept it, it would have been worth $300. Yes, we all had those, and we all sold those, or well, we didn't sell them. Most people threw them away, or they got broken, or whatever. So that's really annoying. You just come up to the booth and be like, "I had that," and then walks away.
I'm that person.
You didn't. What did you have there?
I had Polly Pockets.
Did you see the Polly Pocket cachet in the front,
Yes.
in the glass case?
Mm-hmm.
Did I send a picture of it to you?
No.
I took a picture, but I never sent it.
No. But there was a guy selling Polly Pockets and Mighty Maxes.
I saw the Mighty Backs in the card backs.
No, so he had cases, like the Polly Pocket cases and the Mighty Max cases, and then he had a crap ton of the accessories for it,
Okay.
like in like bins.
Okay.
So I had the Polly Pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Some guy was selling.
So here, let me.
Okay, I'll hold.
Let me finish these categories.
Yeah,
of people,
finish your categories.
and then okay. So I don't even remember. So you have the people who walk around. You have the people that. Then you have the ones who come in. They don't want to haggle. They don't want to do anything. They either buy or they leave. Then you have the talkers. These people do not buy. They talk. Now, I love to talk about this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And at a convention, I'm a completely different person. I am extremely social at a convention.
Yes.
I'm not a social person in real life. But at a convention, I turn into a different person, and I talk to everybody because that's how you make sales, or just make friends. Like whatever. I did make friends that
This time you did
Yeah.
make some friends.
but not from buyers.
No.
So they will stand in front of your booth and they will talk to you for a half hour, blocking sales of other people. It annoys the hell out of me. Now, if they don't have anything good to say, that really is bad. If they have something good to say, then I can like
You can at least have a good conversation.
I will tell them. I will say, hey, can you stand off to the side? And then we will continue the conversation because I will talk for a long time. But if you're not, if you're talking about so, Marshall stepped away from the booth a lot because he was shopping and all that, and I was in charge of selling his shit too. Because every time he left, I would sell his shit. So I tell, go away, I will make you sales. He's not that good of a salesperson.
No.
So that he was selling He-Man stuff, and I don't know anything about He-Man. I like Panther because he's flocked and purple. I like Orko because he's just a goofy-looking guy, and I like him. But I don't know anything about anything. And he was selling the 2000X series, which I know nothing about. People would ask me stuff and try to have conversations. I was like, look, this is my friend stuff. I know nothing. And they'd still ask questions. I'm like, I don't know. So you have those talkers, and I think there's another group, but I didn't.
I'm going to add a group.
What?
It's the people that I think, annoy you the most.
What people?
And those
annoy
are the
you
people
most?
that will come to your table, look at something, ask you a bunch of questions, and say, I'll come back.
Oh, no. That did. Okay, so you have the comebacks, the people who are going to come back. And I was explaining to my friends on next to me what that is. If you're new to a convention, if they say they're going to come back, they're not coming back. Like, that's just what it is. Then I had another guy at the end. He was going to buy something, and he was like, yeah, I bagged it up. And he opened his wallet, and he's like, I don't got enough. I was like, okay. So he was like, well, I was like, do you have PayPal? He's like, my mom has PayPal. She's over there. I was like, well, why don't you have her PayPal me the money, and then you can have it? But then he walked away. No, there's also... So, RetroCon is mainly like a toy and collectible thing. It's not a San Diego Comic-Con.
No.
It's not anything like... They do have costume contests, but it's not to walk around socially in a costume.
It's not meant to be
Like, you can be in costume, and that's great. But there was a ton of people who were just in costumes and bought nothing.
And just walked
they
around
just
in
walked
costume.
around to get to have people want to take photos of them, and at the end, never bought a goddamn thing. I'm like, you
That's
just
not the
spent,
purpose of
you
this
spent
one.
like 20. I don't even know how much a ticket was.
$10.
$20 to get in here, and you're not even like you're just.
I mean, these are people that just want to go to places with lots of nerdiness and dress up. They want an excuse to dress up.
I guess.
Which is fine. I mean, I have nothing against that.
But at least look at the tables.
Some of them did.
Some of them did, but there were a few of them that were just like they didn't even care.
They just
about
wanted
the
to walk
tables.
around in costume. I mean,
It's just odd to me.
I get it.
But I think that's it for my people. So go ahead. Tell
Okay.
us you were there you saved my life because the day before I was helping Alexa car shop. And time got away from me, and I realized on the way back at 6:00 that I didn't take out any cash
At the bank, yeah.
for change purposes. So that's where you come in.
So I woke up at 6, ran to Wawa, took out like cash, and then ran to the grocery store because bank didn't open till 10 a.m. on Saturday, which is stupid.
Right.
Ran to the grocery store to get change. Luckily, they gave me a bunch of change because they do the money transfers there, so they have like at least like a little bit of a bank of change.
Right.
They didn't give me everything I needed, but they gave me a lot. And then I got a little bit more change when I went to I went to Starbucks and got a coffee. That gave me some change. I bought some stuff at the actually in the grocery store. That gave me some more change.
Right.
So at the end, I had enough to give you.
And I didn't need more.
And you didn't need any more. So that's what I did. And I ended up at like I got there around like 9:30.
Right.
And yeah, so like I came in. Whenever I go to this to RetroCon with you, my goal is never to buy anything because I don't really buy things for nostalgia purposes. One, because I didn't have a lot of like name brand toys growing up.
Turns out neither did I. I thought they were name brands, but when you're playing with converters, and it turns out they're just like not Transformers. You don't pick up these things.
Yeah. I also didn't, when I was young, I also didn't have a lot of my own toys. My parents would take me to like Jackie and Waltz, and I'd play with their toys.
Gotcha.
And then that was it. And then I'd go to my friend's house and play with their toys. Like, I didn't have like a lot of my own toys growing up.
Right.
Because my parents just didn't have money. They didn't really buy toys.
Mm-hmm.
We had a few things. Like, we had like Kinects. I remember having like a huge set of Kinects.
Gotcha.
That's about it. And I had like a Polly Pocket and a Barbie. And that was it.
Was it a growing up Skipper?
No, it was a Sabrina the Teenage Witch Barbie that looked nothing like her.
Yeah, of course not. They didn't have that technology back then.
No. So, and then I had like a bunch of little like dollar store toys and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I go to RetroCon, I have no like, I'm not there for the toy buying. I am more interested in like the unique pieces, like the artist made pieces, like
right, yeah.
like handmade stuff. That's what I'm more interested in purchasing. Like the only thing I really purchased that was like repurposed this year was this guy had a giant bin of Disney pins,
right,
and they were like $1 each. When in Disney World they cost like 10.
Yeah,
and I was like, and I was walking by and I saw a pin from the Rescuers that I was like, oh, I got to get this for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I bought a Beauty and the Beast one. And that was the only new repurposed things I bought. I didn't buy anything else that was repurposed. I bought a book from an author.
Right.
I bought masks that this woman made. One was like a Gremlins, a Maleficent, and I bought you a Ninja Turtles one.
Mm-hmm.
And these masks
fit really well.
And they were only $5
because they're not like mass produced.
No.
She makes these on her own.
She makes them on her, and they were awesome. So I bought those. What else did I buy? I think that's it.
I don't know.
I don't really think I bought anything
You
else.
didn't buy a backpack.
I was going to buy a Loungefly. So this guy, it's the booth that has all the pop vinyls. So this guy like...
Right behind me?
Not right behind you.
There's always a ton of pop vinyls.
No, but this is the guy that has like the huge wall of pop... Like he has like 4 tables of pop vinyls, and he makes like a wall, and then you can walk in, and then he has like a little bit of other stuff on the table.
That was right behind me.
Was that right behind you?
Yeah, because right behind us was the wall of pop vinyls.
Yes. So
with the Mystique. They had a Mystique statue, and I love that statue. So I went back there because I saw it on my side. I walked over to him. I was like, how much is your Mystique statue? Because I'm thinking it's going to be about $200 or some shit. And he takes it down. He's like, I have no idea. And so he asked the guy who was handling the money.
Yes.
And the guy was like, I don't know. I'm like...
So that was a similar case to the bag. So this guy had a bunch of Loungeflies, and I want a Loungefly. I just don't know which one I want. I'm very indecisive because there's millions of them. I think what I really want to do is go to Hot Topic and actually look at them.
Okay.
Because there's a bunch of Hot Topic. But anyway, so there's only 1 or 2 that I was actually interested in. The one that I was really interested in was the Lion King one.
Mm-hmm.
It was really nice, and I was like, I'm not paying more than $75 for it because Loungeflies retail are $75.
Right, yeah, give or take.
Give or take, depending on the bag, but like around 75. So I was like, I'm not paying more than 75. And you gave me money because I rescued you anyway.
Right.
So
I gave you what, $80?
You gave me like $80. So I went and I looked, and I asked the guy. Very similarly, the guy's like, "Hold on, let me ask." He gets this other guy, and this is the thing about the sellers that I hate, and you hate it too.
Mm-hmm.
Guy picks up his phone
and looks on eBay.
He's like, "It's going like for $375 on eBay, so it's really expensive." I'm like,
that's the problem. They don't price the fucking thing until you want to buy it.
Yeah, and here's the other thing that got to me too. It's like the guy didn't even want to sell this one because he's like, he looked at me and he's like, I have cheaper ones. you're not even going to talk to me about like the actual price. He didn't even give me like a price that he was going to sell it for.
Because you look like poor trash. Here's also a shocking revelation. Most people who go there look like trash. Like no one dresses up.
I'm
for
not
this.
dressing up to go to a convention.
You are not in a well. Women do wear suits, but I'm not a gynecologist.
I was, I'm not in like a $100 dress or whatever. Oh, who cares? It's RetroCon. I was wearing all shaded corner stuff. I was wearing the leggings and the hoodie. I looked cute.
You were doing promotional stuff.
I was walking around promoting, even though nobody asked me about anything. But I was just pissed because I was like, you're not even going to tell. One, you're not even going to tell me how much you're actually going to charge me for this bag. Two, you're going to try to get me to buy some other bag.
Right.
I did not understand this person at all. So I just walked away. I was like, F that. If you're not even going to tell me how much this costs, I'm not going to buy from you.
Right.
That's the shit that got to me. I think he brings other stuff to get people in to look at the pop vinyls so he can just sell all the pops. I don't think he cares about selling anything else on his tables.
I don't know.
But anyway, so there was an artist I really liked. I picked up his card.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm like I said, I'm not there for the people selling like repurposed toys and stuff. I'm there for like
You
the
keep saying repurpose. It's not repurpose. It's just
resale.
It's not like they took this toy and turned it into this toy.
Resale. I'm not there for the resale. I'm there for like the unique stuff.
Some of that stuff's unique. Like, first of all, I saw the things I wanted but didn't buy. They had a Wuzzle backpack. He wanted $30 for it. It was still there at the end. I was going to offer him $20. But what am I going to do with it?
Nothing.
I have the full collection of the stuffed animals, the first line.
Yeah, and you have that Wuzzle.
I have that Wuzzle, but it's bigger, and it's a backpack.
You're not going to do anything with the Wuzzle backpack.
I'm not. Then they had a Funny Freddy in box.
Yeah, I know. He looks much less creepy with eyes.
Yeah, see. And he is a dog.
You are?
And there's a rolly thing on the front where you can spin and change. You can see what different things you can do with him.
Yeah, he is much better with eyes.
I was going to buy it, but I was like, I have one, and I love the one I have. So why would I have two?
Yeah,
except for display purposes and say what he looked like, or
you don't need him,
or give him to someone. And then they had a stuffed animal Mogwai that turned into the gremlin from Gremlins 2, the goofy one. And that's my favorite one. He wanted $130 for it. It was never made over here. It was made overseas. And I was like, I want that, but I'm not spending $130.
$130 is a lot of money. Yeah, some of these sellers also like...
It was worth it. No, it was worth it, but
okay.
not worth it to me because it's the things that are made overseas that were never made over here, never made it over here. So they're rare. So in all honesty, that wasn't a bad price for that.
Okay.
I don't mind paying a lot of money for something if it's worth it.
If it's worth it.
But I'm not paying over.
I got you.
But there's stuffed animal game. I love stuffed animals. Clearly, I love stuffed animals. They had so many good ones there. Like, they don't usually have a lot of stuffed animals.
No. Do you know what, though? You brought home that My Pet Monster. I don't think I've ever seen it before you brought it home. There were so many of them.
No, they always have them there.
I've never noticed.
And they go for $400.
Wow. Yeah.
In bad mine's worth a lot more, but yeah, they always have at least one. This time I saw these little puppet guys.
I saw those. I saw a ton of Wuzzles. I didn't see
Wuzzles. Popples. I saw a ton of Popples. Popples I didn't even know existed.
There was Popples.
Marshall told me there was a full, complete inbox line of Furfles. I did not see them.
These names.
It's the 80s. It's great.
Popples, Wuzzles, Furfles. I'm just like, what 12-year-old girl is naming all of these?
It was made by men. I don't know. I'm
Well,
not
it
a
probably was,
gynecologist.
but Popples, Furfles was.
It was probably named by the kid, like the kid of the guy who designed it. What do you think this is? Oh, it's a furful.
Yeah, look at that Furfle, Dad.
I like that name. I love furfles.
But yeah, no, I saw a ton of those. And then they always have like the quintessential. They always have a ton of pops. They always have like a ton of old video games.
There wasn't that many video games this year. Usually they have more booths set up.
I saw like a good like 3 or 4 booths.
Yeah, but usually they have like booths where they have people who take the old game and then they like make new characters in the game. Like you have a Sonic video game, but Kirby is Sonic.
Oh, I do remember those. There was none of that.
Usually there's lightsaber booths.
There's no lightsaber booths. Also, this year I was trying to get for Walt, I was trying to get him a Keyblade, like a foam Keyblade.
No, they don't usually have those.
They had them for the past 2 times.
Yeah, it's probably just like 1 or 2 sellers that might have one.
But
I've never seen
they've
them.
always had like the foam replicas.
I've never seen them.
Both the last 2 times.
Okay.
I've seen like
but that's not something I look for. So.
That isn't something. But they always have like replica weapons, and they didn't have any of them.
Yeah, I guess because it's just the first year they're back.
Yeah, I'm also assuming that some of the companies didn't want to come back yet.
Well, these weren't. The only company that's there is our friends at NECA, who was 4 booths away.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised you and Marshall didn't go like terrorize them.
I thought about it, and those motherfuckers came up to my booth
multiple times.
There was that stalker guy.
Yeah.
And so we hate NECA, and even though I still buy some stuff, like their Goliath from Gargoyles is on, but their business, whatever their
model?
business model is shit, especially for these turtles. So one of the guys comes up later who stalks our booth and has no NECA shirt on, so I didn't know. And he's asking about prices and all, and he's asking about my NECA Splinter, the Ghost Splinter, which is fucking rare as shit, and goes for $400.
Did you sell him?
No.
Okay. I know you sold Toka and Razor because I was there when you sold them.
Yeah. I didn't sell Super Shredder, and I didn't sell Splinter. So I'm going to just hold on to him, and he'll be even more rare next year. But he's asking about it, so I'm talking to him, and then his buddy in a NECA shirt comes up and starts asking about something. I forget what else he was asking about. And I was just like, I just got so fucking pissed off right then and there. I was like, you motherfucker, put on a NECA shirt so I know who the fuck you are. And then they left because they didn't want to spend money because they're assholes. And for the rest of the day, because they didn't show up on Sunday, for the rest of the day, that one guy that wasn't in a NECA shirt kept walking past our booth. I think he was trying to eye up the Splinter. Or I don't know what he was doing. I don't know, but he kept stopping in front of our booth.
Maybe to see if you sold them.
I don't know. But I just wanted to shake him. Shake him hard. But next year, hopefully we're next to NECA again. Because I'll be having fuck NECA shirts made.
Oh my God.
What?
So petty.
Yep.
Petty mayonnaise over there.
Speaking of petty mayonnaise, I saw a celebrity there.
Oh, yes, you did.
Mm-hmm. A good friend of the show, if you will.
A good friend of the show.
But I'm going to save that for when Marshall's
back.
You
and Marshall can have that conversation. I don't need to be part of it. Let's talk about how you had me get an autograph.
Oh, okay. So, first of all, Candace was there.
Yes, I love Candace.
I love Candace. And she doesn't live far away from us, so we got to set up a time to hang out. And we talked. She was at the booth for a while, and we just talked on her break because she is a wrangler for the convention and the autographs and the signatures. She knows all the like Beast Wars voice actors and all that. She bought a print she came over and wanted to buy a print. And last time we were together, I bought a print off her, and she wouldn't let me pay her.
Yeah.
So she was very upset when I told her that she's not paying for this print,
Aw.
and I gave it to her.
That's sweet.
That was the only print I was able to get rid of, let's say. No one else was interested.
I would, this is a quick side note, I would post maybe the Venom print because I could see people wanting to buy that right now because of the movie.
Post it where? And I don't even know how to ship it. Like, I don't...
Like on Instagram or something, and you get a piece of cardboard, you put it on the cardboard, and you ship it in the flat mailers.
I don't know. No one wants to buy that shit. I only have 4 left. You're getting one. Marshall wants one.
Okay.
So I don't fucking care. No one's going to ever buy my art, and I'm fine with it. It's
whatever. Just keep
It is
going.
what it is. So she was hanging out for a while, but she was hanging out with the booth with the guy who voices Cheetor from Beast Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I have a thing about celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
I've met a lot of my celebrities who I thought were heroes, and they say never meet your heroes or whatever because it's not worth it. And it's 100% true.
Except for Neil Gaiman.
Neil Gaiman is a treasure. Will Vinton, who inspired me to do stop motion animation, met him, and maybe it was during the time where he lost his studio, Will Vinton Studios, and then it became Leica. They kind of stole his company from underneath of him. So he might have been grumpy at that point, but he spoke at my art college, and I got to talk to him, and he was not friendly.
Okay.
So I'm like, I don't. So for these, at these conventions, I get my Beast Wars figure, my masterpiece figure signed and autographed. I got them all that I found. So it's like, I'm running the booth. I'm selling. I have to sell all this shit. So I don't have time to like mingle. I didn't even really walk around that much this year. So I was like, I gave you the figure to have you get it signed. Because 1, I don't have time. 2, I don't want to chit chat with them because like
he seemed very nice though.
They're all very nice. So I mean, the only one I actually enjoyed, the only one like that I wanted to chit chat with is Gary Chalk, the Optimus Primal. He's a great guy. They're all great, but I don't have anything to say to him. They don't have anything to say to me. It's just weird. Like, I'm not one of those fanboys who gets all like, oh my God. So I just like, here, take it, get it signed. Here's $20. Turns out it was $40, which is fucking insane.
It was $40 for a signature.
But whatever, you had got it done. And it's the tiniest signature.
But it looks really cool. I handed him the figure, and he's like, these are a pain to sign. But I'll do it. I'm like, okay.
He has one of the coolest signatures I've seen.
His signature looks awesome.
But I mean, he's got to practice. He's got to figure out where to find
that's the place that he signs it. He signs it in that little spot.
But he signed it in like a micro. Like it's the.
He signs it with a micro Sharpie, and that's. But I get it because I looked at the figure while I was holding it. There's no other flat spaces.
I know. I could have got the box signed, but who cares about the box? So I got that signed. And then evidently people took a bunch of pictures of you talking to him. Yeah, I don't understand.
I was just saying hi. I didn't even know who he was. I was like,
hi, I don't know you, but my husband.
You gave it to me. You're like, go get this sign. I'm like, I don't know who this is.
Just look at the sign and you'll see this figure's face on it.
I was like, I don't know who this is, babe. You're like, just tell him. I'm like, what do I say? Just tell him your husband is selling. He doesn't know if he'll have time to go, but he really wants to get a signature. Just say that. And that's exactly what I said.
And you got a picture of you wearing Shaded Corner stuff.
Yes, and I posted online and everything. Marshall sent me a picture. He's like, look, you're famous. I'm like, I don't want to be famous.
Well, you are. So. Was there anything else about why you were there?
About why I was there?
Yeah, like what? Your experience. That's what
I just like going there, and like some people have really cool costumes. There was a girl dressed as I think as a Jedi. Or like a character from Clone Wars. Her face was painted white.
No.
What is she from?
That's from like Teen Titans.
Maybe.
Raven.
She looked so cool.
Yeah.
She looked so cool. I love.
That's the one you pointed out, and it was like, look at that pasty girl.
Yeah, because I figured you would enjoy seeing her as well.
That her face makeup her face paint was really good.
Her face paint. She looked like number one, she looked like she had no pores ever, and two, like it was just so clean.
Yeah.
It was so clean, but she looked really good. There was a Pikachu there. That was cool.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And so I like going there and walking around and just seeing things. There wasn't as much Harry Potter stuff as there usually is.
No.
So that's less enjoyable for me. But I talked to a guy that makes the glass jewelry. You know, the etched glasses.
Nope.
I talked
like a tumbler or something with it.
Yeah, he makes tumblers, glasses. He makes jewelry. I talked to him for a little bit. He was nice. He asked me about what Shaded Corner was. I gave him a pog.
I'm sure he's listening right now. Hi,
Sure, hi.
etched glass guy.
But yeah, that was really my experience.
Okay.
I didn't spend a lot of time there this year.
You were still there. You were there for a
I
while.
was there for like 2 hours, 3 hours. Because I sat with you guys. That was the day I pulled my neck so bad I couldn't move. So
It's true.
I was like, I'm just going to sit here for a while.
Yeah.
And plus you were massaging my neck, so I didn't want to leave.
Nice.
I was like, oh, it feels so good.
There's a lot of people there. So I'm just going through bullet points now. There was a lot of people there giving me advice on selling things.
I'm sure you loved every minute of that.
And to the point where my booth friends came over after and they're like, was he giving you advice? I'm like, yeah, it happens all the time. Like, they're like, I had Boglins there. Tim Clark was there selling Boglins too.
Yeah, he was in the first row all the way at the end.
Yeah. And then people were like, well, he's selling them for $40. I was like, yeah, but he doesn't have these. These are limited edition ones. He's not selling. They're not selling them? No, he's not selling them. Are you sure? So go ask him. Well, he's not there. Okay, well, he's not selling anything there. So you're going to buy it here? I'll give you $35 for it. No. Like,
No.
oh, but here, I got some stuff in my bag. Would you like to have something that I already bought?
No.
No. Why would I want something that you bought? I'm a vendor. He's like, but you could resell it. That's not what I'm here. I'm not here to buy your shit and then sell it again.
Somebody's tried to do that to you before.
Every year.
Every year somebody says, well, I got this thing. You're like, no, I'm not here to get shit. I'm here to sell shit.
A lot of times people show up and they don't buy a table, and then they walk around with a box and they offer to sell it to people, which it's stupid.
It's dumb.
But then I had people like, so I was selling the Boglins for like $50, because 55, because I bought them for $50, and some of them came with pins, which are like extra $10 or whatever. And they were like, oh, well, he's right over there. You should get it signed, and then you can sell it for more. I was like, you want me to go over to Tim, spend $20 to get this signed so I can add $20 to the price point and not sell it because now I just wasted $20 extra. Like, people aren't buying it for $50. They're not going to buy it for $70.
No.
And they just looked at me like I was speaking alien to them. I'm like, go the fuck away. Just leave.
Yeah, if they're going to... So stupid. He was selling them and signing them. So, like, if they want a signed one, they're going to go to him. Why would I sell it? That's so dumb.
Yeah, I don't know. But they had a lot of people had original Boglins, which are cool. I like the originals better because that's what I had. But there's some they don't look clean. They look like I feel like they should look, and I don't know how to explain it. They look more realistic and like grimy and all. But I'm happy with these because these are awesome. A lot more people were haggling this year than ever before. Which I love. Like, to the point where the guy was like he threw out a number. Like, it was good. And the first person to ever haggle with me there threw out a number, and I was like, look, you actually threw out a number here. I'll give it to you for that price. Like I was just so happy. And then I had a conversation with him about how no one ever haggles, which is not the point. I had people from other booths coming over to critique my booth.
Like critique?
Yeah. They were telling me, oh, well, I have the same thing, and I'm selling it for this. Oh, you should sell this one for this.
I don't.
I'm like, why are you here?
Like,
you're not going to buy anything. Like, it's one thing to walk around and see. Like, I did that. Like, people were selling Muppet toys, which I had. And I was looking at their price to see what was comparable. But I'm not going to talk to them. I'm not going to be like, well, I'm selling this one, too.
I'm not going to tell you what I'm
can
selling
get a
it
feel
for.
to see what the price range is, because that's what you're. That's a
that's
good thing.
That's a good practice. Like,
but
you're
don't walk over to someone else's fucking booth and tell them, well, I'm selling this one, and I just sold this one for this much. And this
okay,
and
that's
this.
nice for you. Why are you telling me? Like, that's stupid.
I get as much enjoyment out of these shows as I do frustration.
I think it's a double-edged sword for you.
Yeah.
I think that the thing that pushes you to go to these shows is the money. Like, the thing that pushes you over the edge is the money. But like, yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating because you're a retailer at that point, and retail is annoying because people are annoying.
Yeah, but I don't work for anybody, so I make my own rules. If I want to be ignorant to an ignorant ass, then I will be.
Then you will be.
Not a lot of I had a lot of conversations with people who were hesitant about spending a lot of money.
Yeah,
which is odd because this is the first big
I think
convention.
people don't have a lot of money right now.
They have money.
Okay.
But I had a lot of conversations like, oh, I want to buy all this stuff, but I shouldn't spend this kind of money. It's like, but you're here, so buy a couple $100 worth of stuff from my table. I'm part of a social group online, and I posted that I was there, and a bunch of people were like, "Oh, we'll stop by." One guy stopped by, and then later found out that they all went out to dinner after the show, and I didn't get invited. So that makes you feel
Great.
part of the group. It's all right. It's not the first place I didn't fit in. It's not going to be the last. This is the first place you'll ever go to, like a big event where there will be no line for the women's bathroom.
Yep.
But there will be a long ass line for the men's.
Yep. I went to the bathroom. So many empty stalls.
There were, but there were a lot of women there this year. There were a lot of women, and like normal. That's probably offensive.
There was actually a lot of families.
There were a ton of families.
There were more families this year than I think I've ever seen.
There was just a more variety.
Yeah. I like that there were a lot of families this year. There usually isn't as many. It's usually mostly...
I had the highlight of the whole show. That first day, I had 2 kids. 2 little boys. I couldn't tell you their age. I don't know. But they were allowed to walk around freely of their parents. So they were...
They're probably like early teens.
I would say like 10 to 12. I don't know. They hung out at my booth for hours. Like they'd leave, they'd come back and just chat. And I loved it.
Aww.
They bought some stuff and then they just come back and just talk. They just talk about whatever's on the table and everything. And they'd always come back and it was great. And at the end, they were like, oh, well, we'll see you tomorrow. I was like, I hope so. They never came back. I guess they didn't come back on Sunday or something. But that was fun. I enjoyed it. I always like the kids. They come and talk. Like, I had a bunch of stuff on the front that was like $1 or whatever. And people were like, the kids, there was a Minecraft sticker. Like, well, I got it from one of the loot crates or something. And he was like, I want it. I like it. I want it. And the parents are like, I don't know. And I was like, I asked him, do you like this? He was like, yeah, I like it. I was like, well, then it's yours. And then he was like, just silent and like looking at me like,
Can I really?
and then he slowly took it.
He's probably
and was
like,
this.
do
and
I
then,
really have it?
And then the dad and the mom were looking at each other, kind of smiling. It was like, and then they were confused, and they were like, "How much is it?" I was like, "It's his. Just take it. It's free to have it."
People aren't
and I
used
gave
to
away
that.
like a lot of the stuff I had in the front was free, if a kid wanted it.
Aw. See, people aren't used to that, though. That's sweet.
But yeah, I always bring things to give the kids.
I
for
know
free.
you do, but that's
But-
not what normal, like, that's not a normal seller thing. Like, what you did was really sweet.
Like I remember not last year, but one of the years I chased down a little girl dressed as Elsa, and gave her a mug.
Yeah, because
And then
we
I looked
had,
up, and the parents were looking at me. And I was like, "Oh, this kind of is a little odd, probably." And it.
yeah, we had that Elsa mug that I bought as a Christmas present that I
Yeah.
never got to give. And yeah, you just get, see, people aren't used to that. People aren't used to that, and that's very sweet.
But my problem was everything I had in the front that was free. People were looking at it to buy. I'm like, this stuff isn't like, it's not great stuff. It's just little things.
It's like, it's stuff you got in, like, loot
I
crates.
sold more of the free stuff than gave it away. I'm like, it's not. At the end, I took it off. I was like, look, if a kid comes up and he shows interest in something, I'll be like, hey, well, do you like this? And then give it to him. Because people wanted to buy it. I'm like, it's not for you. Stop.
It's for little kids.
Was it the last day? I don't know, one of the days. Yeah, no, Saturday after you left. So my back was hurting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I have a cough. My back was hurting because I'm standing on my feet all day in one spot on concrete, selling shit. I go to sit down, and I'm talking to this old guy, and all of a sudden, the chair breaks, and I go straight down to the ground, hitting my back and everything right on that concrete because evidently the chairs they gave us were rusted, some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Did not hold my weight, and I went down. Two girls were at the next booth shopping. They looked right over it and saw me fall, and then they just ran away. I'm like, it didn't hurt.
At the
because
moment.
I knew it wasn't going to hurt right then, but I got home that night.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get out of the truck. I was in so much fucking pain. It was so, my back locked up. It was terrible.
I'm sorry.
So, luckily Marshall had other chairs, so I got to use another chair the next day.
That's good.
Oh, that's Hobbs upstairs, maybe? I don't know. One of the kids described Optimus Primal as Forest Optimus Prime,
I like that.
and it's perfect. So that's how we're going to talk about him from now on.
Forest Optimus Prime.
Yep. Oh, and the best part, I think we're at the end. The best part is, so I had the Not an Archaeologist shirt on.
Mm-hmm. On Sunday.
Yeah. And someone explained to me where that quote's from.
Where is it from?
I don't know, because I shut him up real quick. He was like, oh, it's from that movie with so-and-so and so-and-so when he says, I'm not an archaeologist. I'm like, what? Do you even know what you're talking about? Yeah, that's a shirt from, like, it's from our podcast. Like, what? I'm like, people just assume, like, they just make shit up.
He probably thought of something that somebody had said, like, try to, like, reason it in his head because he's trying to figure out where it's from, and he doesn't know.
Take a pog. Take a fucking pog. So, I think that's about it. Whenever Marshall comes back, we'll be able to
Talk a little bit more.
talk a little bit more. But I do want to. I want to shout out my booth mate, friend, neighbor, guy, because he's selling prints,
Mm-hmm.
and he was there with his brother, and his brother's super nice, and they're both super nice. The artist guys, he's from Florida, I believe, and he was doing live painting, and his paint, like I thought he was done, and I turned around and I was like, "Holy fuck, this painting's amazing!"
Incredible. It was incredible.
And then he added more to it. I'm like, "Fuck, god damn." He's just amazing. I bought a Alf print off of him. And I'll put the link in the description, but he's on Instagram, and it's at Art of Yaku. So it's ARTOFYACU.
He was just like incredibly talented because I was there when he was doing the live painting.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
He was doing, and then after that, he that same day he painted Space Ghost. And then the next day he started Voltron.
That's awesome.
So he's insanely talented. So go check him out. At the end of Sunday, I was like, the guy, we were talking about the podcast and Egypt and all this other stuff. And he was like, I said that we talked about having a podcast, me and you. And he was like, "Oh, you guys have a podcast?" I was like, yeah, here, take some pogs. So I gave him some, and he was like, "Can I have a few more?" So I started giving him a few more, and then I was like, "Here, have a stack of like 50, because he's going to hand them out at work." So whether he does or not, or he just throws them away,
it's still nice.
It is what it is. But that's awesome. And then
if you're listening because of that, we appreciate it.
Yes. And so that was my take. I don't want to talk about any of Marshall's stories.
We'll let Marshall talk about them.
Because he's got some. But yeah, I think that's it for RetroCon.
And that's a wrap on RetroCon 2021.
Next year, 2 tables. And yeah.
And make sure to take out money.
I always forget. You always take out money. That's the thing.
I'll take out money. Just remind me.
Yeah. I was going to, but then I was like, well, no, she does it every time, so let me do it. And that's what happens.
That's what I'll do it. I'll do it again next year. Just remind me when it is, and I'll do it for you. Because, yeah, I'm the one that always does it for you.
Yeah.
And I still am, apparently.
Yep. So, all right. If you want to send us an email, it's shadedcornermedia@gmail.com. Questions, concerns, comments. At some point, we still have to do the live phone call. You're still working on that. Instagram is @shaded_corner. That's about it. We have our merch. Some people, there have been purchases, but there's only one set that I don't know who bought it. I assume it's Jackie, but I don't know.
Who knows? Thank you for buying our merch.
Someone bought leggings. Now, so if you buy clothes, take a picture of wearing it, tag us in Instagram, and I'll send you a discount code or something.
Or like a print or something.
Or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But if you buy some of our merch, take a picture,
tag us,
and
you'll get something.
We'll do something. I don't know. Enter into some contest or something. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. But go right ahead. And then I think that's it.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We love you. Have a great week. Be safe.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Sometimes when the world is so sunny and people are a bore, I go to my shaded corner, my shaded corner. A place with all my favorite toys and games and movies and more. I go to my shaded corner, my shaded corner.
Have you read my book?
No.
11 years.
No, I haven't had it in my possession for 11 years.
You've had the opportunity for 11 years to read my book.
Oh, my God.
And you have yet to do so. It's like you don't think I'm a
good writer?
Established author.
You're not an established author.
I am. I've had things published.
Like what?
Poems.
Like what? In adult publications?
Yes.
Which ones?
I don't remember. It was years ago. Don't you feel stupid? You don't support your husband's writing.
Wah, wah, wah.